Engraved gifts are defined by permanent personalization physically etched into a material's surface, making them the most lasting form of customized giving available today. When you choose between engraving and printing, you are choosing between a mark that lasts decades and one that may fade within months. That difference is why gift givers choose engraved over printed gifts at every price point and for every occasion. Laser engraving technology, used by specialists like Signature Laser Designs, has made this premium option more accessible than ever, while printed alternatives from services like Custom Ink remain better suited to short-term or high-color applications. Engraving physically removes material from the surface of an object, creating a permanent mark that cannot be washed, rubbed, or worn away. Printing, by contrast, deposits ink or paint on top of a surface. That layer sits exposed to heat, moisture, and friction from the first day of use. The difference becomes most obvious with drinkware. Laser engraving on tumblers is the most permanent decoration method available, with designs lasting the life of the vessel and remaining fully dishwasher safe. A printed tumbler run through a dishwasher repeatedly will show fading or peeling within months. An engraved tumbler shows the same crisp mark years later. Depth matters enormously here. Engraving depths between 0.1 millimeters and 0.3 millimeters on stainless steel tumblers survive dishwasher stress tests far better than shallower marks. That means not all engraving is equal. A gift engraved at proper depth is a fundamentally different product from one with a superficial surface mark that looks engraved but behaves more like printing under repeated use. Pro tip: when ordering engraved drinkware as a gift, always ask the engraver to confirm the depth used. Anything below 0.1 millimeters on stainless steel is at risk of premature wear, no matter how sharp it looks in the shop. The emotional weight of an engraved gift comes directly from its permanence. When a recipient sees a name, date, or message etched into metal or wood, they understand it cannot be undone. That irreversibility signals commitment and care in a way that a printed label simply does not. Personalization that feels permanent strengthens sentimental value and emotional connection, making engraved gifts treasured keepsakes rather than functional objects. This is not just perception. The physical reality of engraving reinforces the emotional message. A printed gift can be replaced. An engraved one carries a specific moment in time that cannot be duplicated. Engraved gifts also become heirlooms, in a way printed gifts rarely do. Consider a grandfather's pocket watch with a name and date engraved inside the case, or a wooden cutting board with a family name etched into the grain. These objects get passed down. Printed alternatives do not survive long enough to reach that status. The practical advantages of choosing engraving for emotional impact include: engraved messages survive daily use, keeping the personal connection visible for years. Recipients are far less likely to discard an engraved item, even when it shows age. Engraved keepsakes serve as lasting personal gifts that carry memory and meaning through decades. The tactile quality of engraving, the slight texture you can feel with a fingertip, adds a sensory dimension printed gifts lack. The choice between engraving and printing is not purely about preference. It is largely determined by the material you are working with and the expected lifespan of the product. Metals, wood, glass, and leather are the natural home of engraving. These materials have surfaces that respond well to laser or rotary engraving, producing high contrast, permanent marks. CO2 lasers vaporize powder coatings on tumblers, while fiber lasers mark uncoated metals directly, each producing dishwasher-safe results that outlast any printed alternative. Choosing the right laser type for the material is what separates a gift that lasts from one that disappoints. Plastics and coated surfaces are where printing holds an advantage. When a product requires full-color artwork, a complex multicolor logo, or a photographic image, printing is the correct tool. Engraving on most plastics produces inconsistent results, and the process does not support color variation in the way printing does. For gift givers, the practical takeaway is straightforward. If you are giving a pen, a flask, a watch, a cutting board, a keychain, or a piece of jewelry, engraving is the correct choice every time. These are daily use items made from engravable materials, and laser engraving services deliver results on these products that printing simply cannot match in longevity or appearance. Pro tip: for leather goods like wallets or journals, ask for a deboss style laser engrave rather than a surface mark. The slight depression into the leather creates a cleaner, more professional look and holds up better over years of use. Printing offers color and flexibility, but fades or wears with use, while engraving delivers subtle, professional, and long-lasting results. For gift givers who want their gift to still look great in 10 years, that trade-off is an easy call. Cost and value. Does engraving justify the higher price? Engraving costs more upfront than printing. That is a straightforward fact. A laser engraved tumbler will typically cost more than a screen-printed version of the same product. The question worth asking is not which costs less today, but which delivers more value over the life of the gift. Engraving's upfront cost is higher, but the lower cost per use over time yields greater gift value, especially for keepsakes and daily use items. A printed mug that fades within a year and gets replaced costs more in total than an engraved mug that lasts a decade. The math favors engraving for any gift intended to be kept and used regularly. Gift purpose also shapes this decision. For a birthday gift, a wedding present, a retirement keepsake, or a graduation memento, the expected lifespan of the gift is long. These are occasions where the recipient will keep the item for years, possibly forever. Printing is a reasonable choice for event giveaways or short-term promotional items where longevity is not the point. For personal gifts with emotional weight, engraving is the right investment. Practical budgeting guidance for gift givers choosing engraved items. Set a budget that accounts for the material cost plus engraving fee, which typically adds $10 to $30 to the base product price, depending on complexity. Prioritize depth and quality over quantity. One well-engraved item outperforms 3 cheaply printed alternatives. Ask providers, like Signature Laser Designs, about pricing tiers based on design intricacy, since simple text engravings cost less than detailed artwork. Consider the personalized gift ideas that combine high-use function with engraving, such as drinkware, pens, or cutting boards, to maximize daily visibility of the personal message. Why I always recommend engraving for gifts that truly matter. From everything I have seen working with personalized gifts, the single biggest mistake gift givers make is choosing printing because it looks great in the product photo. Printed gifts photograph beautifully. They show color, detail, and vibrancy that engraving cannot match in a catalog image. But the moment that printed gift enters daily life, the gap closes fast. I have watched recipients pull an engraved flask out of a drawer years after receiving it, run their thumb across the lettering, and smile. That physical interaction with the engraved mark is something a printed gift cannot replicate. The texture is part of the emotional experience. The technology behind laser engraving has also changed what is possible at accessible price points. CO2 and fiber laser systems now produce results that would have required expensive industrial equipment a decade ago. Signature Laser Designs and similar specialists can engrave intricate designs on stainless steel, wood, and glass with precision that rivals anything produced at scale. That accessibility means there is no longer a strong practical argument for choosing printing on engravable materials, even on a modest budget. My honest advice: if the gift is meant to last, choose engraving. If the gift needs full color and will be used for a short time, printing is fine. But for anything you want the recipient to keep, touch, and remember, engraving is the only method that holds up to that expectation. Create a gift worth keeping with Signature Laser Designs. Looking for something genuinely unique that will be treasured for years? Signature Laser Designs specializes in custom laser engraving across a wide range of materials, from stainless steel drinkware and wooden keepsakes to leather goods and glass. Every piece is crafted with care, and our team works with you to get the personalization exactly right, whether that is a name, a date, a meaningful quote, or a custom design.